International Learning Exchange. It is such a pleasure to have you here today, joining us in this meaningful academic collaboration between Indonesia and Thailand, between Universitas Pancasakti Tegal and Thailand Global Business Administration Technological College. To begin our program with blessing, let us recite Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. All right. Now we would like to invite our honorable speaker, Mrs. Neni Hendaryati MPD, to deliver her opening remarks. To Mrs. Neni, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mawar. Good morning, students. How are you today? I hope you all are fine and happy. Okay, I'm glad to see you all, even though it's a virtual meeting, but let me introduce myself. My name is Neni Hindaryati. You can call me Miss Neni, head of the Economics Education Study Program. Today, we will explore entrepreneurship in our region, including the food and products available in Tegal City with Dr. Dewi Amalia Nafiati, SPD MSI. You can call Miss Lia. Yes, Miss Lia. Okay, enjoy your learning and happy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Miss Neni, for the inspiring opening. Next, we will move to the main material session about exploring entrepreneurship from the Gulf to the global stage, integrating MSMEs and entrepreneurial values, which will be delivered by our distinguished speaker, Dr. Dewi Amalia, SPD MSc. To Dr. Dewi, we kindly invite you to present your material.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mawar. Hello, everyone. If there's someone who call you and say something, you can open your audio and answer. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Now, I want to say welcome with student from TGBC. Dex, do you from TGBC?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, thank you. Tihan.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
My
And
name
then
is Ted. Nice
Tihan.
to meet you.
Oh, yes. Okay. And your friend, Tihan, this is it, your friend, Dex?
Yeah, it is coming, but it's too late.
Oh, okay. And then Jimmy, that is your friend too?
Yeah, Jimmy in a classroom.
Okay. Okay, maybe for the others coming to join in this discussion, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, I want to share the material from discussion for, but I want to say and then introduce my name like okay, Jimmy, thank you, join with us. Oh, okay, it's okay. Jimmy can join audio. Okay, it's okay. For all of students, I want to share the material about the exploring entrepreneurship from Tegal to the global stage, integrating MSMEs and entrepreneurial values. Can you see my screen, my PPT? Apakah Anda bisa melihat PPT saya? Maybe for my student from Economic Educational Universitas Pancasila Tegal. Have you seen?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, me, I see.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay. Today we will collaboration online international learning. Thai Global Business Administration Technological College Thailand or TGBC and Economic Education Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. We will discuss about the entrepreneurship from Tegal to the global stage, special about MSMEs and entrepreneurial values. Jadi if you don't know about MSMEs, can you raise hand please? What is the MSMEs?
So, is there anyone who already knows about MSMEs? You can raise your hand and answer it, please. And answer it, please.
In Thailand, you know about MSMEs? Maybe? In Indonesia, UMKM in Indonesia. But in English, we call MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises. In Thailand, there is MSMEs. That's Tihan or Jimmy. You know about it?
Micro enterprise, small enterprise, and media enterprise, right?
Yes. Okay. MSMEs or micro, small, and media enterprises are productive business activities run by individuals or small to medium scale business entities. Micro enterprise sorry, mute. So MSMEs or micro, small, and medium enterprises are productive business activities run by individual or small to medium business entities. So micro enterprises is a business with very limited capital and assets, usually managed by individual or families. For example, grocery store or street vendors. And then small enterprises is business that are more developed, have assets and turnover greater than micro, and employ several employees. Example like clothing stores, catering business, or workshop. And then the medium enterprises is business with a large scale, a clear organizational structure, more works, and a fairly high turnover. For example, like the food processing industry, printing, or small factories. Yeah, that is MSMEs, or in Indonesia we say UMKM. Okay. Now, we will to know about our lovely city Tegal, ya. Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, one of the university in Kota Tegal or Tegal City, Central Java, Indonesia. Yeah, maybe next time Dex and your friends can come here, stay or study together with our student in economic educational Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. Okay, now I would like to give you about Tegal is a coastal city in Central Java. Do you know Tegal coastal city like wait a minute please. Okay. Tegal is a coastal city in Central Java with a strong maritime history. And then now for its culinary like such as soto Tegal and warteg. Do you know soto Tegal and warteg? Maybe for student from TGBC, it's not famous, but this is culinary from Tegal. It's very famous. And then MSME Center, Tegal is MSME Center like for culinary, batik, fishing, or local craft. Do you know? Maybe there is know about Tegal is a coastal city in Central Java with a strong maritime history. Maybe from student from economic education. Barangkali ada yang bisa menyampaikan kenapa Tegal dikenal sebagai kota yang memiliki sejarah maritim yang cukup tinggi. Okay, little information for my student from TGBC. Tegal is coastal in Central Java because Tegal is known as a coastal city with a strong maritime history due to its strategic location on the shores of the Java Sea, making it a center of trade, shipping, and fishing since ancient times. History record that Tegal had a vital port from the Mataram through the colonial period, supporting maritime economic activity and the development of a distinctive coastal culture. That is why Tegal is a coastal city in Central Java with a strong maritime story. And then Tegal is known for its culinary special, such as soto Tegal, warteg, tahu aci. Tahu aci is like a tofu, and then teh poti, like some of tea, and you can drink with hot or cold. One of special culinary on Tegal. Due to its strong culinary tradition, distinctive flavor that are easily accessible to a wide range of people, and simple, popular presentation. Soto Tegal is renowned for its fresh, savory broth, unlike other regions, while warung Tegal has become iconic for its affordable, convenient, and home-cooked meal, readily available throughout Indonesia. So can someday you can mencicipi apa? Or you can try soto Tegal or eat in the warteg special in Kota Tegal. And then Tegal City can be called for MSMEs due to its strong diversity of business sector rooted in local culture, like culinary. Tegal is known for its warteg. Warteg is traditional street food stalls, and Tegal sate, sate Tegal, and other traditional dishes that have become nationally recognized. And then batik, Tegal batik has unique coastal motif that reflect its culture, identity, and the creative economic. Fisheries, its geographical location on the North Java markets, Tegal, a center for seafood production and processing. And then Tegal, local craft from Tegal. Tegal has a traditional of metal craft, carvings, and creative products that support the local economy. That is why Tegal is coastal city in Central Java. Next. Yes. MSMEs. This is the backbone of the Indonesia economy, especially when 1998 MSMEs support economic. Special in 1998 there is a economic crisis and he still bisa bertahan gitu.
So we can tell that MME is something that really helpful for Indonesian way back then, especially when it was in year
1998.
1990. So the existence of MSMEs is really help for the economical situation, or we can say financial development.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Mawar. So MSMEs contribute more than 16% of Indonesian gross domestic product or GDP. MSMEs employ the large workforce in both of the informal and formal sectors. MSMEs in Tegal play a vital role in empowering the family and regional economy. So this is why MSMEs the backbone of the Indonesian economics. Okay. Challenge of Tegal MSMEs, there is 5 challenges. First, limited access to international market. So the challenge of Tegal MSMEs to be standing. Now, the first is limited access to international market. Why? Yeah. Okay. The lack of information and global network. The first. Perbatasan akses ya limited. Okay. The main challenge facing MSMEs in Tegal City in facing limited access to international market are the first, lack of information and global networks. Many MSMEs lack access to information of international market trends, regulation, and needs. And then second, limited product quality standard. Local product often don't meet export standard like packaging, certification, quality, and food safety. Third, limited production capacity. Small business scale makes it difficult for MSMEs to meet the large demand from the international market. 4, limited digital marketing. Online promotion and utilization of global e-commerce are still minimal, resulting in low competitiveness in foreign markets. 5, cost and logistics barriers. Shipping costs, export procedures, and licensing often pose a heavy burden for MSMEs. And then Number 2 is uneven product quality and certification. Okay. Unequal quality standard across business. Many MSMEs still face challenges in maintaining consistent quality, including raw material, process, and packaging. Furthermore, most MSMEs lack official certifications such as PIRT, certification, or SNI certification, which are essential requirements for expanding their markets, particularly to modern retail and exports. This is due to limited knowledge, funding, and access to money. Consequently, the competitive of Tegal MSME's products remain suboptimal despite their significant potential in the culinary, batik, and craft sectors. And then, challenge of Tegal MSMEs, number 3, lack of digital and global marketing. This is one of challenge for globalization, of digitalization, and global marketing. Many MSMEs in Tegal City rely on conventional system for production, as we know. Yes, in Tegal, MSMEs still for production the products by conventional, like for production, financial record keeping, and marketing. The limit use of digital technology, e-commerce, social media, financial application, make it difficult for MSMEs to reach the market, less efficient and less competitive with similar product from other regions and that are ready digital. And number 2, limited global marketing, lack of digitalization, limited global marketing. For limited global marketing, Tegal flagship product like culinary, batik, food, and craft actually have great potential, but they are still not widely known in the international market. The main obstacle are limit cross-border digital promotion, a lack of understanding of exports, limit global networks, and language and product certification barriers. And number 4, limit capital and access to technology for challenge of Tegal MSMEs. MSMEs in Tegal City face the challenge in capital and access to technology. In terms of capital, many MSMEs still rely on personal capital on informal to limit low financial literacy, and difficult meeting banking requirements. As a result, they struggle to develop their business optimally. Meanwhile, from a technological perspective, most MSMEs have not yet fully utilized digitalization in marketing, production management, or financing transaction. Limit access to device and internet networks, as well as low digital skills, prevent Tegal MSMEs from being able to compete optimal in an increasingly technology-driven market. And number 5, for challenge of Tegal MSMEs is need for a local branding strategy with global appeal. This is mean Tegal City MSMEs face challenge in strength strengthening their local branding to compete in the global market. On the one hand, MSME's products such as culinary specialist, warteg, tahu aci, seafood dishes, others, Tegal batik, and traditional craft have a strong local identity. However, limitation in design fashion, consistent quality, and the use of digital technology often hinder market expansion. Other challenges include a lack of digital marketing literacy, limited capital, and minimal collaboration among MSMEs. That is 5 challenges of Tegal MSMEs. Okay. Now, the next. Maybe Dex and your friends, siapa tadi? Me and Tihan and student from economic education. Maybe this is familiar with this picture, soto Tegal with tauco. Yeah, one of the unique for Tegal is one ingredient we call tauco. Text we can call tauco. This is a special uniqueness from Tegal, especially for soto Tegal. This is soto Tegal, and then this is warteg. Sample for Tegal cuisine. This is warteg, and then this is processed seafood like cracker. Abon is like seafood floss. Abon, crackers, fish, shrimp, and okay. I want to explain about soto Tegal. Maybe one day you can taste soto Tegal. Soto Tegal, one of the uniqueness culinaire in Tegal with one ingredient we call tauco. Unique Tegal specialty featuring tauco. Tauco is fermented soybeans. Yes, tauco is fermentation from soybeans as the main ingredient in its broth. This soto typically contains chunks of beef, offal, bean sprout, vermicelli, spring onion, topped with a savory broth with a distinctive blend of spices and slightly sweet and salty tauco. Tauco imparts a distinctive aroma and flavor that sets it apart from other regional soto dishes. Soto Tegal tauco is typically enjoyed with rice, cracker, and chili sauce, adding a rich and appetizing flavor.
So like to explain, so this is soto. You can see. You can see the first picture is like the traditional food from Tagalog that fermented, and then the most interesting is the warteg. This is actually very famous in Indonesia. It's not only exists in Tagalog, but it also exists in Jakarta or any city in Indonesia. Basically, warteg is like a little restaurant, we can say, but more traditional. So we have like a glass, kind of like what is it? We can tell that the picture there's a glass full of food. There's a lot of plates on it. So basically, we can just like if we want to eat, we can just like point it the food. Like if you want like something like fish, there are some of Indonesian traditional food, and you can just like the waiters to give the food that already served there. So basically, they're all like already cooked, all good, and then you just gotta like choose the food directly from your eyes when you see them. So you can just like, for example, if I saw some of the plates there. There are eggs, there are soup, and then there's some of traditional food in Indonesia. You can just like, can I have that little fish? Can I have that tempeh? Can I have the soup, a little soup, and that kind of things. Yeah. And then we have processed seafood. There are like a chips, crepes, made of shrimp, and then the other condiments of seafood. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thanks, Mawar. Help me. Okay, next, like Soto Tegal. Okay, okay. I want to explain about warteg or warung Tegal. This is very famous for traditional restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes, in Tegal. Special name is warteg. So not warjak, warung Jakarta, not warung Semarang, but this is special identity from Tegal, warteg, warung Tegal. Warung Tegal is a culinary icon throughout Indonesia, well branded as traditional Indonesia cuisine. We hope someday warteg can be global, branded, and apa ya, give and then Indonesia will be more than famous with warteg, special from Tegal. Warung Tegal is a simple restaurant or originating from Tegal, Central Java, and now spread throughout various cities in Indonesia, not only in Tegal, but in other countries in Indonesia, we can find warteg. Okay, warteg is synonym with the concept of a people restaurant because it serves home food at affordable prices. The menu usually offer typical Indonesia side dishes such as lodeh vegetable. Yes, you know, in Indonesia, it's about sayur lodeh vegetables, and yes, like a soup, stir fried vegetable, fried fish, tempeh, tofu, eggs, and chili sauce, served buffet style. And then warteg hallmark its simple atmosphere, fast service, and flexible portion size according to customer requests. For students, it's okay because the portion up to you. You want big or small, it's up to you. Warteg is a favorite choice of people from various groups, especially workers, students, and urban communities, because besides being affordable, it also offers a familiar taste of home-cooked food. Okay, and then Tegal cuisine, processed seafood like the picture on the screen, shrimp, fish, crackers, and seafood floss. Export potential for frozen and dry processed product. We hope so will be open the opportunity for everyone to enjoy processed seafood in Tegal, from Tegal. Okay. Okay. Next. Nah. After Tegal cuisines, in Tegal there is Tegal batik, craft, fisheries, and agriculture. Tegal batik with distinctive coastal motif, and then craft made from clay. In Tegal say poci, yeah. This is poci, okay. Media for we make tea and then apa ya? Panasnya itu awet ya.
The pochi.
Iya, pochi.
So pochi is like it's like for the tea, and then really was it to keep the heat. If you was like boiling the water for about like 30 minutes ago, but if you put the tea on the pochi, it's gonna like stay long a little bit
Still
much
warm.
longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So, like the explaining from Ms. Mawar, this is one of uniqueness for craft from Tegal is pochi, a Tegal teapot. It is small and traditional teapot from the Tegal region of Central Java, made of clay. Okay, from clay. It is typically used to brew Tegal signature tea, known as Tegal Teh Poci. Yeah. Teh Poci. That is an acronym and then can't be changed with English. You can spell with Teh Poci. The uniqueness of Tegal teapot lies in the clay metal, which makes the tea more fragrant, keeps it warm longer, and has a distinctive flavor compared to glass or metal teapots. This is for Tegal Batik and Craft. And then the culture identity with high economic value, potential for souvenir and global fashion product. It's Teh Poci, Batik, Tegal. It is potential for souvenir and global fashion product. Fisheries like smoked fish, yeah, not fresh smoked fish from fresh fish, but this is you can smoke shrimp and seafood. The agriculture like rice, shallots, chilies, and potential export value from modern processing, supporting national and global food security. There is question why UMKM go global. Any reason why UMKM or why MSMEs should be go global? Why? There is a big question in my brain, your heart. Why UMKM should be go global? There is many reasons. First, international market is new growth opportunities. Global market provide access to either consumer base, and then international demand open up opportunity for product diversification. Export potential increase business scale. This is a reason why MSMEs go global. Number two, the reason is increase competitive of global product. International standard drive quality improvement. Global competition spurs innovation and production efficiency. And then local products are upgraded with certification and modern technology. Number three, UMKM go global because can opening job and investment opportunities. Global business is expansion, create new jobs. It means investors are more attracted to international oriented business. MSMEs are driving national economic growth. Okay. After we know why MSM should be go global, there is three reasoning, and I give the reasoning. Next, MSMEs going global is a necessity, not an option. This is like maybe from economic education, bahwa going to global, UMKM going to global ini adalah sebuah kebutuhan, ya, bukan sebuah pilihan, ya, bahwa MSMEs going global is a necessity, not an option. Why? The first, going to global is necessity because MSMEs can creating new growth. Going global is a necessity to create new growth because local markets are limited in terms of consumer numbers, purchase power, and increasingly fierce competition. By expanding their reach to international market, business and institutions can discover new opportunities, increase economy scale, strengthen competitiveness, and open access to global innovation and resources. The Go Global strategy is not merely about expansion, but also a way to create sustainable growth through market diversification, increase brand value, and adapting to ever-changing global trend. And then going global is necessary because it can increasing competitive. Going global is a necessity to increase competitive. In an era of free competition and open global market, product and human resources no longer compete solely locally, but must also be able to compete internationally. By going global, business, education institution, and individual can expand market access, improve product or service quality to international standards, and build global networks. This is crucial for strength, competitiveness, creating sustainable innovation, and ensuring sustainability in the face of increasingly fierce global competition. And number 3, MSMEs global is necessary to elevate Indonesia image in the world. Why? Because in the era of globalization, a nation competitiveness is only determined by economic strength, but also by the ability to promote its identity, culture, innovation, and superior potential on the international stage. For Indonesia, the Go Global step means expanding the reach of product, works, and human resources to the global market. Thereby, enhancing the national reputation, strengthening its diplomatic position, and opening up opportunities for international cooperation. Thus, Go Global is not just an economic strategy, but also an effort to build a positive image, branding image of Indonesia as a creativity, competitive, that contribute to global civilization. Okay, and then going global is a strategy necessity to open up job and investment opportunity. Why? Because in the era globalization, interconnect interconnectedness between countries is increasingly strengthened through trade, technology, and the flow of information. By entering the global market, a country, region, of business can expand the reach of its product and services, increase competitiveness, and attract foreign investment. This not only creates new jobs for the community, also strengthens the economy through capital flow, innovation, and international collaboration. In short, going global serves as a bridge to open access to broader job opportunities while increasing the potential for its investment. Okay, that is why MSM is going global, and this is and going global is a necessity, not an option. Next, from MSMEs, we can build the entrepreneurial character. The entrepreneurial characteristic we can improve with join in MSMEs, like innovation and creativity, their tech risks, collaboration and networking, resiliences, adaptability, and ethic sustainability. We discuss about the characteristic or entrepreneurial characteristic. The first, innovation and creativity. What is innovation and creativity? The definition, innovation and creativity is the ability to generate new ideas and unique solutions, something new and different. And the application, you can product for modification to suit market trends, attractive packaging design, digital technology-based services. It can be to improve your innovation and creativity. For example, like Tegal Culinary, MSM is develop instant Tegal Soto for the global market. Yeah, so if Soto Tegal developed with instant, it can be market from all the world, yeah, not only for Tegal civilian. Dare to take risk. The entrepreneurial characteristics number 2 is dare to take risks. What is dare to take risk? Willingness to face uncertainty for greater opportunities. The implementation, opening market like export, online marketplace. Maybe you can you have to buy something from marketplace like Shopee, Tokopedia, and the others. E-commerce, yeah, and others. Investing in production technology, utilizing the digital marketing strategy. Number 3, real characteristic. Number 3 is collaborating and networking. What is collaborating and networking? How to building mutually beneficial collaborative networking. How to collaborating and networking? You can partnering with local and international business communities. Collaborating with government and academia, participating in global business exhibition and forum. Like now, we can learn with Indonesia and Thailand. One of the collaborating and networking, but not in business, but in education, learning about MS, MIs, and entrepreneurship. Number 4, entrepreneurial characteristic is resiliences and adaptability. the ability to survive a crisis and adapt to things. How to survive in many situations, either bad or good, you can resilient and adaptable. Business like, for example, business pivot during a pandemic from offline to online. We can survive, resilience, product and market diversification, technology for efficiencies. The entrepreneurial characters number 5 is ethic and sustainability. What is the ethics and sustainability? Conducting business with honesty, social responsibility, and environmental stewardship. How to implementing? The implementing like transparency in pricing and quality, and then environmentally friendly use of recycled material, equity for workers, like example, Tegal Batik MSM is use natural dyes to support eco-friendly business practice. Zero waste, yeah. Now it's very popular, the slogan zero waste. Okay. Next. Tegal UMKM strategi towards global. Okay. Well, how to strategy towards global, special for MSMEs from Tegal. Number 1, digitalization and e-commerce. Digitalization and e-commerce, utilization of marketplace like Tokopedia, Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, Alibaba. In Thailand, you can access for e-commerce like Tokopedia, Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, and Alibaba. Jimmy, Dex, Titan, ya. In Thailand, you can access marketplace like Tokopedia, Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, Alibaba.
Yeah, Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok Shop.
Okay, yes. Oke, marketplace yang menggunakan marketplace ya, utilization of marketplace like Lazada, Amazon, Alibaba. That is a strategy towards global for special from for MSMEs. And then optimization of social media for branding and promotion. You like top click, share your product. No charge by media social media like Facebook, Instagram, and the others. Adoption of digital payment system and modern logistic result better market access, distribution efficiency, increased sales. That is how the one of strategy towards global from digitalization and e-commerce aspect. And then number 2, the strategy is by storytelling, local product with global spirit. Telling stories of the uniqueness of local product, originalitas, culture, tradition, the popular with mouth to mouth, mulut ke mulut gitu ya. Mouth to mouth. It's about storytelling. You can share your experiences about the cuisines, about place, about batik, about craft, about anything. Yeah, you can share with your good storytelling. Branding based on local wisdom in modern package, like soto Tegal, you pick it with frozen and can be shared in another country. Emotions are not just goods but experiences. Result products are more attractive and added value in the global market. Okay. And then number 3, the strategy toward go global is quality improvement and international certification. It means global quality standard like ISO, HACCP, halal, fair trade. It very important to consumer. Product is a good for the consumption. Modern environment friendly packaging, strict quality control for consistent. Number 4, multi-party collaboration. Yeah, unstable. Sorry, maybe my internet unstable. Multi-party collaboration. Okay, hear my watch. Have you seen my PPT? Okay, sorry, my internet unstable.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
thank you, thank you. Okay, maybe I want to say hello, Miss Mira. I see. And continue. Number 4, multi-party collaboration. Like government, regulation, and export program support, and then the academia, like market product innovation, and the community networking, collective promotion, and for investor, access to capital and business mentoring. The outcome, synergy to strengthen the global entrepreneurial ecosystem. Number 5, strategy toward global. Number 5 is access to capital and production technology. Business Alternative and Innovation Center for SMEs. The result, increase production capacity, strengthen competitiveness, capital like KUR, crowdfunding, venture capital, and modern production technology for efficiency and equality. Maybe this is a less my PPT about LNMS in Tegal. What is the positive impact of globalization on the Tegal MSMEs? The positive impact of globalization on Tegal MSMEs. The first, global market access. Tegal products have export potential like culinary products, batik, or seafood. And then branding enhancement, local identity is recognized internationally. Number 3, technology adoption, there is digital marketing, and global marketplace. Number 4, local economic growth is increased community income and job creation. And number 5, international collaboration for investment opportunities and cross-border cooperation. Last, thank you. Terima kasih. Saya kembalikan, silakan Miss Mawar.
I will stop share ya.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Lia, for the material. And now we're going to move into the discussion session where you guys can, ask anything about the previous presentation or material. So please feel free to ask for the Thailand students or for the Indonesian students. If you have any question, you can raise your hands and then write down on the chat box, or you can raise your hand and you can speak up. Please.
Maybe before there's someone to give a question, I want to say hello, Miss Yin Min. Hello.
Hello, Dodra. Yeah. Hello, Dodra, and good morning, everyone. I'm sorry for being a little late today because of some I missed it, so I missed a few slides. I'm trying to join as much as I could. So, by the way, I would like to introduce myself. My name is my name is Yimin Chu, and nickname is Mira. So now I'm learning the previous slide.
Yeah. Thank you. I cannot spell with a good Yan Min.
You can call me Mira.
Mira, okay, yes, yeah. I call you Mira because very difficult at Thailand spelling. It's very difficult for me, especially from Indonesia. Thank you, Miss. Okay.
Yes. So for all the students, do you guys have any question? You can write down on the text box, or you can just raise your hand and then you can speak up your question. So is there any question, guys? Untuk mahasiswa dari Indonesia juga bisa bertanya, silakan kalau ada pertanyaan bisa ditulis di box text atau bisa speak up secara langsung.
Okay, maybe I would to explain with bahasa, special from my student from economic education Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. Bilingual. Coil for today, bilingual between TGBC and economic education. Sorry, Miss. Okay, for my student from economic education, Anda bisa bertanya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, kemudian tuliskan di chat box supaya nanti saat Bu Lia menyampaikan, saya usahakan menggunakan bahasa Inggris karena biar didengar juga, bisa disimak juga teman-teman dari TGBC. Oke. Bisa dipahami? Oke, silakan. Ya. Ini kan bisa.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, since I mix some of the earlier slide, may I kindly ask if the presentation slide are available? I would like to study them future.
Can you read question, or maybe for the clearer one, you can just write it down on the box?
On the chat. Yeah.
Yes. The sound is not clear. Maybe you can write your question on the chat box. This
For Miss Mira, are you okay? Okay, the question is already dropped. Oh, okay. Presentation slide could be shared. I would really appreciate it, as I would like to study them further. Thank you very much. So, Miss Ini. So, for Miss Mira, do you want Okay, we're about to send the presentation. And is there any other questions from Indonesian students or Thailand students, guys, please? You can feel free to ask whatever, anything.
Hello, doctor. I am Jimmy from Thailand. I am a Myanmar student studying in Thailand. My question is what is the easiest way to globalize my small business?
Mm. Jimmy was giving question. The question is, what is the easiest way to globalize the small business? Is that right?
Yeah. And teacher, you are muted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Oh yeah, Miss Mira, I have to share the material of the chat box. You can check a look. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Your question, what is this way to globalize the small business? That's right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. That is a great question. For a small business, globalization doesn't have to mean opening office. Okay. For a small business, globalization doesn't have to mean opening office worldwide. Start small but strategic. only spoken language. If you you can choose the language maybe for global like English, bahasa-bahasa asing, and another foreign language, yeah, because that is one of prasyarat, one of the ways how to globalize. Okay. Number two, go digital first. Create a new website like that, yeah, with foreign language, and then use e-commerce platform like Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, or Alibaba to sell internationally. In Thailand, like in Indonesia, e-commerce, maybe I'm sure e-commerce in Thailand, there is e-commerce in Thailand like Lazada, Amazon, Alibaba, and the others. And number two, the way to global, like leverage social media. Jimmy, have you social media?
Yes.
Okay. Internet,
I
Facebook.
I am Facebook, Instagram. I usually order stuff from Lazada or Shopee.
Oh, okay. Spread social media. Promote product on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, or like e-commerce global audience. Use hashtag and collaborate with micro-influencers from different countries, okay? And number three, offer international payment and shipping. Enable PayPal, Stripe, or Wise for easy cross-border payment. Partner with courier services that handle international shipping like DHL, FedEx, or TNE with global partners. Number four, collaborate and networking. Join COIL like program. For today, you have to go global, gitu ya. Maybe not in business, but in education and learning with COIL, collaborating online learning, national learning. Like program, special for entrepreneurs. Partner with small business abroad for cross promotion, yeah, collaborate and network. Number five, adapt to local tastes. Research what customer in other countries prefer and tweak your product marketing for them. For example, food business may adjust flavor or spicy level depending on the target market. You like spicy, Jimmy? Level 1, level 9, level yeah. Okay. Number 6, start with one market at a time. Instead of trying the whole world, focus on one country or region where demand is high. Yeah, don't be only focus. You have to focus. Okay. For example, Indonesia MSMEs often expand first to Malaysia. Closeness. Jadi kalau di contohnya for my student pendidikan ekonomi, UMKM itu hanya di Indonesia itu dekat dengan Malaysia, Singapura, Thailand karena secara culture, budaya dan geografi itu hampir sama, ya. Maybe that's my answer, Jimmy. I hope you unsatisfaction.
Thank
So
you, Doctor.
you can still learn. Thank you. You're welcome. Diingatkan.
Right, Jimmy, thanks for the question. Hope the answer is already enough. And then For the other students, do you guys have any question? Especially from Indonesian students, maybe you can ask Dr. Lia. You can also say it in Indonesian, it's fine. So is there any question? You can raise your hand or just like write it down on the text box, on the chat box. Atau kalian bisa ditulis langsung di atau angkat tangan dan jadi tidak harus bisa bahasa Inggris ya untuk mahasiswa Indonesia, kalian bisa bertanya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. So please feel free to ask.
Okay, maybe all of my students have been clearly about exploring entrepreneurship from the to the global stage, integrating MSMEs and entrepreneurial values. So, I would like to say thank you for your attention, for your fun. And I'm sorry if my sorry. There is question from Miss Mira. Okay, sorry. Okay, Miss Mira. Okay, thank you for your question. In chat, Miss Mira, give me the question in your opinion. What do you think the main risk faced by Tegal MSMEs?
Apa sih resiko terbesar yang dihadapi oleh UMKM ini yang ada di PPT aja? Ngomong ini aja.
Okay. Okay, Miss Mira. Maybe actually there is in my presentation, but it's okay. I will answer your question with my opinion. The first, the risk for MSMEs from Tegal is limited market access. Many MSMEs in Tegal still depend on local buyers and haven't fully tapped into online or international market. The first, the risk for Tegal MSMEs. This makes them vulnerable when local demand drops. And the risk faced by Tegal MSMEs, number two, is low digital adoption. It means some of MSMEs from Tegal lack digital literacy. Few use e-commerce, digital payment, or online marketing. This creates a gap when competing with businesses that are already digitalized. The other risk for Tegal MSMEs is capital and financing constraint. Mean access to loan or investment is still difficult. many MSMEs really on personal or family funds with growth and innovation. The risk may be competition, special for Tegal MSMEs. They face through competition from large company, import good, or even other MSMEs in bigger cities like Semarang and Tegal. Semarang, Jakarta, because Tegal is small city. Okay, so SM is from Tegal will be competition with MSMEs from a big country in Indonesia, like Jakarta, big city in Indonesia, like Jakarta, Semarang, Surabaya, Bandung, and the others. And then maybe from skill, and skill limitation, like entrepreneurs may lack training in management, innovation, and international standard, like packaging, how to package, good packaging, branding, okay, and then certification. Kemudian next, difficult in recruiting. Skilled labor also slow growth. And then maybe for the other risk is supply chain and raw material issue. Okay. Prices of raw material, especially in metal and marine industry, fluctuate, affecting stability. Because Tegal is coastal city in Central Java, special metal and marine, this is fluctuating the prices. And then maybe regulation and regulation. The risk of Tegal SMEs is regulation, complicated permits, license, maybe in Thailand like that, very complicated for permit to build or to anything for MSMEs. Licensing or lack awareness about government support program can hold MSMEs back. Maybe that's my opinion about main risk faced by Tegal MSES. Maybe in Thailand, like in Tegal, or maybe more longer. So MSES in Thailand will be good for growth. Okay, thank you, Miss Mira.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, Caca.
Okay, thank you
So much. I feel like that could be the last session for today. But before we close it, I want to say thank you so much for all the participants who already attending this event. And then before we really close it, I'd like to let Mrs. Lenny to close the event for today. For Mrs. Lenny, the time is yours. Okay, unfortunately, our event is really ended. And then we would like to have a photo session. We're gonna screenshot it. So make sure you guys open your camera to pause. Okay? All of you open the camera. And then you can also post like a little smile or giving like peace or whatever you want. Okay. Gimana caranya?
Oke.
Dari
Mas Tommy, minta tolong di screenshotin, Mas Tom.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for our event today. So we would like to say thank you very, very much for your attention and then for your attendance. So, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for everyone. See you on the next event.
See you guys. Thank you so much.